Hello everyone. I'm going to go ahead and go over our vocabulary words for this week, okay? So when we learn about our vocabulary words, it helps us understand what we're reading. We use those words when we talk, and we can listen to other people use those words, and so now we understand what they're talking about. So it's very important to learn some new vocabulary words, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. First one is natural resources. Natural resources are things in nature that we can use, okay? An example is water is a natural resource, okay? Let's look at the picture of water. One of our natural resources. People use water to drink and give to plants so that they can grow. We cannot live without water, which is a natural resource. Next word, create. To create is to make something. An example is we can create a picture from twigs and leaves. Now let's look at the picture of children who are creating artwork out of twigs and leaves. They are using twigs and leaves to make a picture in their own special way. Our next word is produce, okay? All right, and to produce is to make or create something. The example is the windmill, which we see in the picture. The windmill farm will produce electricity. Now let's look at the picture that shows the word produce. Wind makes the blades on the wind towers go around. The motion produces energy that is turned into electricity. How neat is that? Very neat. Okay, next, goods. Goods are things that are made to be sold. The example is the company stored their goods inside a big warehouse. Now let's look at the picture of goods being stored inside a large building or warehouse. The goods are stored in the warehouse until they are needed in the store to be sold. Next word, weave. To weave means to lace together, meaning strands of yarn into cloth, a blanket, or a rug. An example is I used colored yarn to weave a scarf. Now let's look at the picture that shows the word weave. Look at all the different yarn colors used to weave this scarf. How many do you see? Next, knowledge. Knowledge is what you know about a topic from understanding or studying it. What would you like to gain more knowledge about? Okay. An example is I gained knowledge about the moon from a science book. Now let's look at the picture of the child who is gaining knowledge of information about the moon. The child will know more about the moon after he finishes reading the book. Next word is, and last word is designs, okay? Designs are patterns or shapes that decorate things such as plates, paper, and clothes, okay? And the example is, I drew circle designs in my picture. Let's look at the picture that shows the word designs. This design has circles with faces. All right, so that is all of our vocabulary words for this week. So thank you for joining me.